everyone, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Tuesday, November 28th, 2017. I am Michael Shalon.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
Please remember, everyone, that you can help support our show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. In addition, we do go live Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Alaska time on Facebook and YouTube. And if you have stories that you would like us to talk about, send them to our subreddit, which is our iRedditcast, or to our email, which is feedback.ireddit@gmail.com. Nathan, how are you today?
I feel awful. I stayed home today.
You look awful, so at least
thank you, dickhead.
At least you fit the part.
Wow. I'll have you know, I look fantastic all the time, every time.
Non-stop? Can't stop, won't
What?
stop?
Yeah, exactly. I'm nothing but fabulous.
Absolutely fantabuloso.
Yeah. Whatever, fantabuloso. Isn't fantabuloso like... No, that's fabuloso. I was going to say, isn't that like floor cleaner?
Yes it is.
It's fucked up, dude.
I didn't call you floor cleaner.
I bet you didn't.
I didn't.
But I'll tell you what, I fucking mop it up.
Wow.
Oh, you probably don't know what that means.
It's a pun.
It's terrible, though.
Well, I was using it in the way that Miami booty music used to use it.
Is that a genre? Miami booty?
Hell yeah, it is.
It is literally called Miami booty.
Yeah, Miami booty music.
Dude,
Dude, it's the best.
this planet hurts me sometimes.
It's the best.
No, I don't. You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
See you, doo-doo brown. I want to rock. Oh, God. I have it stuck in my head now.
All right. So, how was your sick day, sir?
I spent it sleeping in that hammock over there. Also, if you notice the light, I set up a lizard tank, different one.
Ooh.
So, I mean, it's a lot bigger, and he enjoyed himself a lot when he's transitioned, so, you know.
Your little gecko?
In fact, actually, you might have been able to see him in the video. He was just popping out of his little house there.
That's cool. I'm pretty sure I got a definite case of tinnitus today.
Oh?
Yeah.
You firing a gun off in an enclosed area?
Ah, damn, might as fucking well. Like, they're like, hey, we're going to be testing out our fire alarm system at 4:30, so just don't be alarmed if, you know, the strobes and the alarms go off. Okay, cool. Holy fuck. Oh, my God.
Was it loud?
To the point that I could feel my eardrums vibrating.
Dude,
And I'm
that's
like,
not good.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure that just destroyed some of my hearing. Cool.
Dude. Tinnitus is a running joke in Archer. I fucking love it.
And then proceeded to close my door and just hold my hands on my head until it stopped.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're just sitting there like, please go away, please go away.
Make the ringing, screaming, stupid buzzers stop.
You're like a dog that just heard fireworks.
Yeah. I hate it. It hurt.
Yeah, no, I bet. I can only imagine.
Like, I have fired guns without ear protection, and it was nowhere near as loud as that shit.
Yeah, they need to tweak that then.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're, it'll let you know there's a fire.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, well, I survived this fire. I wouldn't have survived the second.
Yeah, just once.
Yep, just once.
10.
Animated Justice League cast wants a reunion movie and needs fans' help.
This was submitted by Trailer Trash to our television.
They need your help
Dude,
in...
that's fucking exciting.
Basically, they just need your help in letting Warner Brothers know that you want it to happen.
Dude, old fucking Justice League cartoons are the fucking jam. Martian Manhunter was my favorite.
They are the
far.
jam. And the original voice cast said that they would be totally happy and willing to do more if there was any interest in it, and that all you need to do as a fan, if you want that to happen, is to tweet at WB Home Ent, or Warner Brothers Home Entertainment, with the hashtag JLReunion, so that they can possibly get a new Justice League animated film. They will even...
Damn it. I should have added that onto our tweet today.
Andrea Romano will even agree to come out of retirement to direct it.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I absolutely love that.
So if you want that to happen, if you want some of your childhood, do it.
Yeah. Do it. Absolutely.
Do it.
I'm gonna go do it. Maybe. Actually, it's tweeting. Tweeting's awful.
Do it. Do it. Do it, Nathan.
But I will not bend to the dark side.
Yeah, but it's something you care about. I don't.
Damn it.
9.
That's how fucking Anakin bent to the dark side.
Yep, exactly. Indiana nurse loses job after saying sons of white women should be sacrificed.
This was submitted by Dash Render to our news. Well, I mean, they absolutely should.
Yeah. But you can't say that. Regardless of whether you think it, you can't say it. That is not correct.
I mean, I feel like everyone should be sacrificed, but...
Yeah. Well, saying that not only should they be sacrificed, but should be sacrificed to wolves.
Whoa.
In a quote, every white woman raises a detriment to society when they raise a son, someone with the highest propensity to be a terrorist, rapist, racist, domestic violence all-star. Historically, every son you had should be sacrificed to the wolves, bitch.
Dude, alright. My mom raised a detriment to society, not because of our skin, alright?
Chadwick, sounds like racism. Yeah! Yeah. But wait, Chadwick, you can't be racist against white people. You're right there? No, that's okay. It's understandable. In any case, so this wasn't actually on her personal Twitter. This was on a Twitter that she operated that was kind of like a group page. But it was tracked back to her, and the hospital went, cool, you're fired.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was the appropriate response there.
Yeah.
Whoa. God damn it. All of these fucking things loaded at once. The comments.
God, Nathan, gotta catch up, buddy.
9.
Nope.
Sucks.
8.
SpaceX raises another $100 million.
This was submitted by Mary A. Draper to our space.
So, when I read this article, I was my first thought was, that's it? And for what? Like, both of those questions came up of, that's not that much money. What are they doing with it?
$100 million's a lot of money.
SpaceX is worth $21 billion, Nathan.
But adding another $100 million is fucking significant, you know?
And the way that they raised it was by just selling off some more of their company. They've raised $350 million this year. They in May, they got the excitement over being the first company that is not Lockheed Martin or Boeing to work with the U.S. military to launch something into space. And they're planning a trip to Mars in 2022 with a manned mission to Mars in 2024.
I want to go to Mars.
Yeah, I know you do. $100,000, buddy.
All right, we're going to start a GoFundMe.
To send you to Mars?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's all right, that'll be our Patreon donation.
The highest goal?
Yeah, I'll do a show from Mars.
Yes, while I sit here for 20 minutes waiting for your response.
Well, hey, you know what? It's going to be a while before we set up the infrastructure anyways.
Oh, yeah, we'll just have to get quantum entanglement going on, right?
No. What? Yes.
I mean, if we could, it would work.
Yeah, I would absolutely love it.
McLaughlin in the chat room says, I think that buys a couple of bolts and washers. Well, they're not the government, so it buys quite a bit. If there was the government, it'd buy like 3 hammers, 2 screws, and a bent nail.
No, you forgot the packet of pamphlets.
Oh, right, and the packet of pamphlets. Couldn't forget that. Chadwick says it's more like 8 minutes, and fuck you, I'm going. Well, that's fine.
7.
You and me, Chadwick, we going.
You're already on like a minute delay anyway between when we talk and when you hear things, so it's fine. Senator Chris Coons calls for hearing into possible Trump interference with the United States attorneys.
This is submitted by Sheep Can't Fly to Our Politics.
You know those things of where it's like, Trump, you didn't do something wrong, but you did something real sketchy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's either doing something wrong or doing something real sketchy, man. I'm telling you. Well, I don't think there's anything else.
So Democratic Senator Chris Coons is calling for possible interference. Now, it's not been proven or anything yet, but that's why he wants to check, because there's several U.S. attorneys within the Department of Justice that are situated in several different states. And while Trump, with at least 3 of the candidates, personally interviewed them, and these are in states where his private companies are located.
Oh, okay. That seems fairly sketchy.
That's why it's sketchy. It's like, these are the attorneys that'll be overseeing anything that goes wrong with your companies. New York, Washington, D.C., etc. Like, and it's like... And it doesn't appear that he put a lot of time, effort, or even interviewed the people that have been put in place in other states. So there's a question being raised, a little bit of an eyebrow. Could just be a coincidence, but, you know, people don't like to go on coincidences anymore. They're just like, no, everyone is evil, corrupt.
Yo, if I've learned anything from Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, nothing is a coincidence.
Coons, in his letter, also cites concerns over the recent resignation of the former U.S. Attorney and Acting Assistant Attorney, who left office late last month, saying that at the sudden nature of the resignation and combined with these just kind of raises a lot of questions. And Chadwick, I do agree. He says that Chadwick says he has businesses everywhere, so, these are just people that are excited. Like, I say this a lot, of people will reach for anything when it comes to Trump. They're like, oh, there might be a thread here. Grab it. Grab that one. Grab that one. It's like, dude, he's literally dangling a pork chop in front of you. You don't need to grab for the slime that's hanging off his elbow.
That's not the point, though. They're still grabbing for the pork chop. They're still trying to clean up everything. You don't just let some of the fucking... All right, so let's say I have a giant cup of red wine, or just a giant cup of some sticky beverage, and I pour it on the floor on accident, and I pour it on my computer. I'm not just going to sit there and clean up my computer because that's important to me. I'm going to clean it up off the floor, too, because that's a fucking sticky mess.
At the same time, I don't feel like this investigation is over. I don't think it's illegal.
No, I mean, sure, this right here could be not necessary. This could be solved with a news article, all right? But, like, there's, like, the slight possibility. And you know what? If there's a slight possibility of that stickiness being on the floor right by my fucking computer, I'm going to clean that shit up.
Sure.
6.
Harvey Weinstein sued for alleged sex trafficking in Canes.
It was submitted by Yuri Nomos to our news.
Rolling on that Me Too movement. Keep on slamming down Mr. Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, apparently this is from Katie and Noble, alleges that the producer invited her to his hotel room in 2004 and forced her to have oral sex with him, and then let her leave, in which case she was given a part in a big role.
It's really unfortunate for her, being forced into a situation like that.
Yep. Well, and the lawsuit also names a couple other people in there because there were other people that were aware of it and were in the apartment.
Are those people getting sued as well?
They're named in the suit. I mean, I don't know if they're actually being part of the suit, but it does detail like an unnamed producer that gave her the instructions to be a good girl and do whatever he wished.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it fucking is.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I feel so bad for you. I'm sorry, lady.
Terrible, terrible, terrible person. I realize I didn't read the next article because...
Well, hopefully justice becomes served.
No, the link is still a dead. So, you know what? We're going to talk about it anyway because it's important.
5.
India just got strongest regulations on net neutrality in the world.
This is submitted by News 24/7 Live to our technology. It's not a dead link. I can click it.
Well, I was able to click it, but before a moment ago it said that it wouldn't open.
Oh, mine opened up. I just got to download what their release recommendations on it.
Oh, there we go. Well, and it's not an actual like news article. It's a release of it's a press release from the Indian government regarding their changes to the regulation of the telecom industry in India. And basically what it says is that you're not allowed to be dick bags.
No, good.
Yeah. And
let's have that here, Let's keep net neutrality.
Well, and in the meantime, Comcast quietly dropped its promise to not charge tolls for internet fast lanes.
That was submitted by Shogoki to our technology.
Yeah, so they're still saying they won't throttle and they won't block access, but they have stopped saying that they won't sell prioritization.
That's some fucked up shit, dude.
Well, and someone else made a good point in regards to why this is important, because if they can sell fast lanes, which with the repeal of net neutrality, they can, they have even less reason to improve our infrastructure. They have no reason to make the internet better, because if they have fiber everywhere, or whatever is better than fiber that I'm sure exists somewhere, then everything is super fast and they can't sell a faster lane. So they have even less reason to give you better product.
Yeah. No, this is a giant hindrance. There is nothing good coming from repealing net neutrality.
Not
zero. And if you think that there is, then you are wrong.
You are part of the problem.
100% wrong.
Well, and on top of that, it's already happening in some regards, because the vote goes through on December 14th, 12th, one of those.
Something like that.
Anyway, and so, but it's still being talked about everywhere, all across the internet, all forms of social media. It's still being discussed because it's such a big deal. And like, there's already been people coming out saying they're going to try and lock out, like, as soon as the decision comes out, if it is a 3-2 vote to repeal it, then they're immediately going to try and take it to court to try and get it overturned and, try and lock it into litigation if they can.
This is something that I'll agree with. This needs to be locked into litigation if it passes, because it's fucked up.
But beyond that, there's already things that are happening with it. Like, net neutrality is being censored on Tumblr right now.
This is submitted by Wesker Redfield 0 to our Tumblr.
Tumblr is owned by a company whose name is Oath, which is a subordinate unit of Verizon.
Oh, so yeah.
And people have went through and proven that there are posts that are tagged as net neutrality that are being deleted, and not by the users that posted them. And if you follow a tag of net neutrality, after 20 minutes, it is automatically removing your follow from that tag.
That's not even sneaky, yo.
Nope.
They're just outright being dicks.
So, you want to hear a joke, Nathan?
Yes, and it was also submitted by Sean J 222 to our jokes.
Hitler and Stalin and EA. Hitler, Stalin, and EA were having a debate. Who amongst us is the most hated? Hitler asked. Stalin said, "It is I. The Soviet Union killed more people than even you, Hitler." EA says, "Nonsense. I've ruined dozens of game franchises. I am the most hated." Hitler said, "Well, why don't we hold a vote in hell and see who is the most hated of all?" The group agreed, and Hitler left to go make the vote. After counting the ballots, Hitler returns and asks, "Who the fuck is Ajit Pai?"
Oh, I love it. That's amazing.
Top comment, Hitler, always the firm believer in democracy.
That's so fucking funny.
Yup. It's great. Awful that that joke can even be made right now, because holy crap. But at the same time, pretty excellent.
I fucking absolutely love that joke. That is a A+ joke that can be used throughout all of time.
A woman approached the Post with dramatic and false tale about Roy Moore. She appears to be part of an undercover sting operation.
This is submitted by Thalesian to our politics.
So there's this woman that approached the Washington Post, said she had this story about Roy Moore, was trying to be super, like, hidey about it, didn't want to give much information, said that when she was 15, Roy Moore assaulted her, sexually raped her, that she got pregnant, and then he took her to Mississippi to get an abortion. And while they were talking to her and exchanging all this conversation and stuff, some things started not to add up. Like, just some pieces of her story weren't adding up. And a lot of the information that she was giving them, like her name was false, where she worked was false, contact information was false. She was lying to them, and so that raised some eyebrows of like, that seems really sketchy, especially because, like, you know, like your story is an important one, but why are you lying about all this other stuff? And, like, when asked about her job, they're like, we called where you said you worked, and they'd have no idea who you are. And she's like, oh, well, it's because I work at it. She's like, it's a bank, right? Yeah, well, I work at one of the branches. Well, which branch? Oh, it's one of the branches out of Atlanta. We're in New York, so what are you doing in New York? Like, and what's the? Do you know what the address is or what the phone number is to your work? No, didn't have that. And well, so she had posted on social media that she was excited to begin working her new. This was a month ago. Working her new job with the conservative media to take down the biased liberal agenda. And so they had a couple Washington Post reporters follow her over the next little bit of time, and she walked into, Project Veritas, which is a group that they're bad people. Is the best way to describe it. They spend their entire time. They're like a non-satirical form of the Inquirer. Like, they try to blow stories out of proportion, edit things to make things look the way opposite to what they are. And so everything that they can find shows that she works for Project Veritas and was trying to feed them a false story so that if they ran the false story, they could be called out on a bias and of running falsified information. #fake news. Right,
okay, but they didn't run the story.
No, they didn't.
They knew it was fake.
Because they did good journalistic work. They looked into things instead of just taking things at face value.
That's good. It's good on them.
Yeah. And so then they went to go talk to the CEO and founder of Project Veritas and asked, hey, does this woman work for you? He wouldn't answer the question. And then, like, basically told him to get lost. And then he's like, if you want an interview, come back and make an appointment. So they did. And they had, like, 3 whole questions for him. Does this bitch work for you? Did you send her to us? And did you tell her to lie? And every single time they asked him a question, he just asked them a question back.
Dude, that is the fucking worst. You can't answer questions with more questions.
And they were unrelated questions. So
that is fucking dodging on a million, dude.
And at which point everyone watching was like, okay, so yes. Like, if you won't even say no, then the answer is most, like, if you won't look me in the face and at least lie to my face with a no, then I'm going to just take that as a yes.
Yeah. That's fucking, I'm glad they did their research, but that's fucking suspect as shit.
Yeah. Well, and, like, it's not like they did a good job of it either. They didn't prep her very well. She didn't have good responses to questions that would have been asked. They were just hoping that WAPO would bite and not ask questions.
Yeah, they had a very, very low charisma roll.
Yeah. So, good on you, Washington Post. And as Chadwick says, James O'Keefe and friends at Project Veritas, fuck you. God.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fuck you guys.
You guys are ridiculous.
I hope this bankrupts your company.
Do you want to know what's even worse?
What?
Roy Moore is still winning in polls.
How? That guy's a rapist.
He's still winning. 2 reasons. He's a Republican, and the other thing is, I don't remember, and I know I'm going to say the wrong one. He lands on the correct side of abortion in Alabama's view. I don't want to say he was pro-life or pro-choice because I can't remember which one, but because he's a Republican and Alabama is a fairly Republican state, and because he leans a particular way on one subject, he's still winning.
Fuck that guy.
Holy
Seriously,
fuck!
Fuck that guy. I hate it. I hate it a lot.
You know what shouldn't be a bipartisan issue? Fucking rape!
Mm-hmm.
Those people should just go to jail. Like,
But
Jesus.
unfortunately, everything that is an issue at all is going to be made into a bipartisan issue.
It hurts me, Nathan.
People hate it. We are so fucking divided. No one can get
3.
together on this.
Nope. But we can keep being divided, especially over our fucking president. Trump calls Warren Pocahontas at event honoring Native American veterans.
Submitted by Mama's Going Mental to R Not the Onion.
Fucking Chadwick. Alabama hates Democrats more than rapists. You're not wrong. What does that say about us as human beings?
That's so fucking sad.
All right. Well, anyway, let's go on to our national embarrassment. So we mentioned it yesterday. It ended up being one of the articles that were most upvoted on Reddit today, and that is that while honoring the Navajo code talkers, President Obama referred to Warren as Pocahontas. And, you know, there's...
Yeah, have you watched that?
No, I don't want to.
Dude, I sat there and watched it, and it was so fucking cringe. It's so fucking cringe. I couldn't handle it.
And, like, some people were like, you know, Pocahontas is not a racial slur. You know, I'm pretty sure a decent number of people would still find it offensive or at least insensitive. And, like, you know what? If I'm sitting around with some of my friends and I got a friend that's Native American and I call him Pocahontas and he's cool with it, whatever. If I'm the president of the United States calling another public official Pocahontas while I am at an event honoring Native Americans,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and it wasn't just that, like, the other things he said around the Native Americans are still really cringy.
Hurts me.
I felt really bad for everyone that was in that room.
He also referred to his White House chief of staff, John Kelly, as chief, which I feel like is not as big of a deal since he is the chief of staff.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
But people felt like they should include that anyway. But I'm like, his title is chief. But I understand what you were trying to get at, and now you're reaching for things again. When you don't, because it's right in fucking front of you.
Again, we're mopping up everything here, just
Nathan,
in case.
We can't. I need to empty the mop, but the bucket's full. Like,
well, then get another fucking bucket.
Chadwick says his entire political career is trolling people who hate him, so I love this. It's working. Damn it.
It's honestly fucking baffling sometimes. This is one of those times where I'm like, what made you ever think that was a good idea to say?
I don't know.
2.
Vietnamese blogger gets 7 years in jail for reporting on toxic spill.
Ooh, this was submitted by Charlie Darwin 2 to our World News.
You know how I mentioned yesterday that I'm still happy to live in America because we have it a lot well off than a lot of other places?
Yeah.
Here's a good example. There was a massive chemical spill in Vietnam, apparently. And Vietnam, I'm in America, so hi, I'm going to talk about it. It went along a 120-mile stretch of coastline, killed tons of marine life, and just made the entire people along the coastline deathly ill. Nobody was mentioning it because they didn't even, for the longest time, the government didn't even say what the spill was. The company that leaked it did tell the government, and the government went, oh, well, we can't let this get out, so we're just not going to talk about it. And then the doctors were like, what is this? And they were like, well, we can't tell you. So they wouldn't even tell the doctors to treat the people that were then being sick. And then when this blogger was talking about it, he got arrested for defamation of state, they said that, well, because you're talking about this on a public forum and you're putting it out there, it makes the state of Vietnam look bad. So we're going to send you to jail for 7 years.
That sounds like a cover-up.
Do you know how long we would go to jail just for this episode if we couldn't criticize the people in charge?
Way more than 7 years.
We would just be executed.
That's yeah, I'm really glad we have those kinds of the kind of justice system here that
Hey, Nathan, you unplugged your mic.
Oh no!
I was like, wow, he sounds real weird all of a sudden.
No, this cord's really really loose, so any small bump.
That microphone's also 3 years old, so.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a $50 microphone, where this is like $400, so the quality levels are significantly different.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, that will happen. We need to get you more equipment, buddy. Anyway.
1.
Canada. House passes bill to federally legalize recreational marijuana.
This is submitted by Mudkips for the win to Our World News.
It's not legalized yet. It is passed the House. It has to go to the Senate. If it passes the Senate, then Justin Trudeau signs it. Boom. Completely legal on a federal level throughout Canada.
Justin Trudeau will sign it. All it has to do is get past the Senate.
And unfortunately, it's not expected to do so. The Senate is extremely conservative, and they have even announced that they are threatening to hold up passage of the bill.
That's real fucking unfortunate, because they're, like, there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and it wasn't a small margin that it went through the House. 200 to 82 on the vote.
That's insane. 200 to 82, that's more than double.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. It does mean that outside of probably a speed bump that's going to be happening at the Senate, that they're going to have a bit of progress in terms of legalizing marijuana. They were hoping to get everything in place and ready to go by July of 2018, but with everything that is predicted, even if the Conservatives delay it, they can't delay it indefinitely, especially because everybody would, everybody, I realize I shouldn't use as blanket of a statement as that. Most everyone wants it to get passed, so the best that they could look at is delaying it until July of 2019. So
I can't wait for that to pop up here, you know, federally legal marijuana.
As I've said before, the dominoes are falling. It's just a matter of when they get to the end of the track.
And we're essentially live tweeting the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. One quick thing before we go into the post show, I want to respond to something Chadwick says in the chat room. He said, "I will say this about the Pocahontas thing. What's more offensive, the woman who lied about being a Native American to get a $350,000 a year job at Harvard, or Trump for ripping her about it?" So, I did not mind him ripping on her about it in general. I mind him ripping on her about it at an event where you are honoring Native Americans. Like that's
there's a time and place for you know, lighting people on fire, and that was not a time or place for that.
Yeah, and like in general, I mean, there's a lot of things that happen politically that I don't feel like should do anyway, especially when it comes to like smear and I can't even say smear. Like, yes, she fucking lied. But in any case, you know, with like in terms of like insulting and calling people out on social media and stuff like that, you know, I don't feel like they should do it, but they do, so whatever. And in terms of the Pocahontas thing, when that first came out and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Trump just called her Pocahontas," I'm like, well, I'm over it. Just don't call her Pocahontas when the last surviving Navajo code talker is literally 3 feet away from you, and he's supposed to be the focus of the event, as well as the rest of the Native American veterans. Like,
stop making it so fucking political.
Like, that's really all it is. Is like, just think for one fucking second about when you should say something, because that was a bad time. All right. Anyway.
9.
Nope.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Nathan, what did you care about in the last while?
Not much, really.
Right? I fucking know.
I got Pokemon Ultra Sun, and I've been playing that. And my entire team is only cute Pokemon. And if they're not cute, then they're considered Uggos, and I release them or Wonder Trade them.
Or both.
Mm-hmm. Or both.
You Wonder Trade them and then get another Uggo, so you release it.
Exactly.
Perfect.
I cannot deal with not cute Pokemon this time.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's pretty great.
Oh, God. So, I cared about 2 things. One is that my clan in Destiny 2 beat the raid, so that was cool. That was fun. The other thing that I cared about is, son of a bitch, my job. So
yeah, you were telling me about that earlier.
I was an LOA, a law office assistant. I got promoted to a paralegal. When I was an LOA, my supervisor, who was an LOA 2, left after 10 years with the company, at the end of October. But before they left, we hired someone new for my position to cover that section after my previous supervisor left. And they're really awesome. They were doing a really good job. Everything was great. We're like, yeah, this is a team. We can go forward. We got this. Turned in their 2 weeks notice today.
Did they just get a new job, or do they just not like doing the job?
I don't know, because the executive director is the one who told me they were leaving, but I did not get told why, and they might not even said why. We're in at-will employment, so that you can leave for any reason. You don't even have to give a reason. Same side on the other way. They can fire you for any reason or without giving a reason, but regardless. So I don't know. All I know is it fucking sucks.
I really enjoy being able to just give a 2 weeks notice whenever you want, you know?
Yeah, like, so my office is supposed
because
to have...
Because then I feel like if it's like that, you can really, like, put a flare on your 2 weeks notice.
Yeah. My office is supposed to have 13 and a half people, half being a part-timer. We have 6 and a half. No, wrong. We don't have... We have 6. 6!
My favorite things are just like, this is my 2 weeks notice. Handed it over. Like, I think... If I remember correctly, the one at the Boys and Girls Club, I made it look like a children's card.
Nice. So, yeah, if you live in Alaska and are interested in regulation and enforcement of politicians and their elections, then be sure to keep an eye out for, do some searching on how to get that. And, yeah. I fucking hope they hire someone for that. If they just leave that empty like they have the other 7 positions, I will be pissed.
Oh, yeah? Because then you'd be doing it, huh?
It's not even like me and the other paralegal will end up doing it, but that won't make it suck any less because we are all already doing 2 people's jobs and we don't need to do another person's job.
Dude, but you could be 3 people.
Then, you know what? If you pay me to be 3 people, sure.
Fuck, you eat enough to be 3 people.
I do. Compared...
No, that was a fat joke. You're not actually fat.
I was like, I'm not... 1, not Adam. 2...
Wow, rude.
2, I eat 3 times the amount of food that you do.
Yeah, and I'm not a normal person. I'm a poor... Actually, no, I am a normal person. Most people are poor.
Yep.
Yeah,
all right.
So you do eat 3 times the amount of a normal person.
Shit, fuck. You got me there. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We will be back tomorrow. If everything goes well, we will have another guest on tomorrow. We'll see how it goes compared to yesterday.
yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Who's your guest tomorrow?
I don't actually know their name. Actually, wait, I do. I just already forgot. I have it in I have it. Nathan, don't judge me. I'm shit with names, okay? I have forgotten my own uncle's name. I have it in the email. I have their contact information. I will be calling them before we start the show tomorrow.
Your uncle or the person?
Yeah. In what context?
You just said, I don't even remember my uncle's name. I have it in the email, and then you continued on.
I have the person's name in the email.
Okay. For a second, I thought we were going to be contacting your uncle. And I was like, what is that? Like, that does not help us.
He just talk about how fantastic Trump is and how they're not going to take away all his guns.
Oh, man. You know, like, McLaughlin and Chadwick might enjoy that.
I don't know. That is not a very engaging conversation.
I don't think
also,
so.
like, they're pretty aware of Trump's flaws.
Yeah, they are.
Like, regardless of their political stance. I mean,
even Chadwick earlier in the chat was talking about how he doesn't agree with everything Trump does.
Anyway, we're going to get out of here, everybody. If you would please consider supporting us, go to patreon.com/dailyinternet. Otherwise, follow and share us on any form of media. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of those are at iReaditCast. You can also download the show to take with you, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere else that podcasts are found. 5-star reviews on there help the show immensely. Otherwise, you can always catch us live on Facebook and YouTube at 6 p.m. Alaska time. Send your stories to our subreddit, which is our iReaditCast, or in an email to feedback.ireddit@gmail.com. That is it, everybody. That is your 390th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And please remember, everybody...
Don't get eliminated!
Nathan, don't get eliminated by your sickness.
No, that's the goal.
Oh, okay. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.